This is a tutorial for Dex Science Set 6.1. Hi, in this video, we are going to build a model of the Sun to investigate its size relative to the Earth. We are going to use materials from the compartment B6.2.1.1.1. Inside this compartment, you have some straws that have been cut to length and some connectors. Let's go ahead and unwrap them. You're going to use these connectors and these straws to build a model of the Sun. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to do some counting. We are going to need exactly 90 straws and 60 of the connectors. So let's go ahead and count our 90 straws. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 10 here. We're going to need exactly 9 of this. After counting your 90, a good way to check to make sure you actually have 90 is to count the remaining straws. There are exactly 100 straws in the compartment, and so after counting 90, you should have 10 straws left. Now we're going to go ahead and count 60 connectors. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're going to need exactly 6 of such sets to give us 60 connectors. What we are going to do next is to see how we make connections. In order to make a connection, you take a connector and place it into the straw just like this. You can then place another straw on another side of the connector like this. And this is how we make all the shapes that we need in order to make a model of the Sun. The shapes we're going to use to make the model of the Sun are pentagons and hexagons. So let's build one pentagon to see how we use the connectors. A pentagon is a 5-sided shape. So we're going to need 5 straws. So we have 3 here now. We're going to need 2 more. So we go ahead and get some more connectors. We put one here, and put the other one here. Now we have 5 straws, so all we need to do is to connect these two and we are good to go. So we place another connector, and there we have a 5-sided shape. This is a pentagon. Now to build our model, we are going to have to form hexagons, which are 6-sided figures on each side of this pentagon. And so each side of the pentagon will have hexagons around it. So let's go ahead and try that out. We're going to build one hexagon on one side. Okay, so because we are building a hexagon, we need 6 sides. We have 3 now. We're going to add 3 more. So let's go ahead and add some straws. We add another one here. So now that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we just need one more to complete our hexagon. We get one last connector. And then we connect. So we have a hexagon that has 6 sides right beside our pentagon. We're going to place hexagons on each side of the pentagon. So let's try that. So let's do this side. So we have 2 hexagons on the side of our pentagon. Now we have 3 more hexagons to make so that our pentagon is completely surrounded with hexagons. So we are building a hexagon. We have 1, 2, 3. Note that I counted the side of the pentagon as part of the size of the hexagon that is by it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need one last connection to create a hexagon. One last straw and we make a hexagon. We're going to place another hexagon, 3, 4, on this side. 5. We need one more straw to make 6 because we are building. We have 1, 2, hexagon. 3. So we need 2 more to make 5 and an extra one to make 6 in all because we are building a hexagon. So we have another 6-sided shape, a hexagon. Now there's only one side of our pentagon left. We're going to build a hexagon right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all we need is just to connect these two, and we would have our hexagon. And note that the structure has lifted. If this happens, don't worry. This is exactly what needs to happen. So this forms a part of our sun. We are going to go ahead and repeat this pattern until we've completely exhausted all of our 90 straws and our 60 connectors. In all, we are going to make 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons. So let's go ahead. We build the pentagon and we surround our pentagon with hexagons. This is a pentagon, and now we need to surround this pentagon with hexagons. And don't forget there are already 2 hexagons by it, so all we need are just 3 more hexagons around it to complete it. We're going to go ahead and build those hexagons. So don't forget, this is the pentagon we are working with, and we are surrounding it with hexagons. So they just left with 1 more to go. There's just one side that does not have a hexagon, so we put one there. So now our pentagon here has hexagons all around it. It's always important to not forget your base pentagon, the one that we started with in the beginning. It should always be your reference point, and then you are surrounding it with other pentagons and surrounding those pentagons with hexagons. So the next place we put a pentagon is right here. So our base pentagon is here. We have 1 pentagon on the side, and then we are now going to have a second one and surround that one with hexagons. We're going to put pentagons all around our base pentagon. So let's go ahead and surround this pentagon with hexagons. Always do not forget the base pentagon, and surrounding the base pentagon with hexagons, and then surrounding it with pentagons. We have the pentagon. Now we are going to surround this pentagon with hexagons around it. The base pentagon is there, and then we have 3 hexagons surrounding this particular pentagon, and so we just need 2 more. So we have our pentagon surrounded by hexagons. Now, Again, do not forget our base pentagon. Now we need another pentagon. So we have a pentagon here, and then that pentagon is surrounded by hexagons. Okay, good. Now again, do not forget your base pentagon. You have 2 pentagons surrounding it now. We're going to put another pentagon here. So we already have 3, so we just need 2 more to create a pentagon. One, 2, 3. So we need 3 more because we are making a hexagon. We've surrounded our base pentagon with 3 pentagons, and so there's now space for just 2 more pentagons. We have 1 last pentagon to go. Now that we are done building the 4th pentagon. So we just need 1 straw to connect this to make it a pentagon. And note that we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons surrounding it. So we need just 1 more hexagon to completely surround this pentagon with hexagons. And we already have 1, 2, 3. And so we're just going to add 3 more straws to make our hexagon. Okay, so now we've completely surrounded our base pentagon with 5 pentagons, each of them having hexagons surrounding them. So now what we're going to do is, of course, start a new set of pentagons relative to our base pentagon. So we are now going to put another fresh batch of 5 pentagons. And as we build, you see our structure is forming a ball. It's forming a sphere. And this is going to be the model of our sun. Okay. And so we are going to put a fresh batch of pentagons. Now, a good way to see where to put a pentagon is to see if you have about 3 hexagons by each other. That means that you need to put a pentagon there. So we already have 3 here, so we're going to put just 2 straws, and that is going to form a pentagon for us. And then that pentagon will already have 3 hexagons surrounding it. So we have a pentagon here, and that pentagon already has 3 hexagons around it. We're going to build 2 more hexagons to get 5 hexagons. So we're going to put another pentagon here when we are done. So let's just go ahead and put that there before we start making our other hexagons. So let's put a pentagon there. So we have a pentagon surrounded by 3 hexagons. Let's move on to the next. We have another 3 batch of hexagons. So let's put a pentagon here. Let's move on. Put another pentagon here as well. And then we move on to the last pentagon, the 5th pentagon. So now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so we just need to connect this, and then we have a pentagon. So we have pentagons all around again, and like we said, each of these pentagons has to have hexagons surrounding it completely, and from all of them they have 3 hexagons, and so they are all going to need just 2 more hexagons to make them complete. So we can take any of them and then build the hexagon around. So we build a hexagon here. So we have 4 hexagons surrounding this particular pentagon. So what we need is just 1 more hexagon to complete this particular pentagon and its surrounding hexagons. Okay, now we have a pentagon that has hexagons all around it. Let's see, this pentagon has 4 hexagons around it, so we just need 1 more hexagon to complete it. So we build a hexagon there. So now this is completely surrounded. Now we have another pentagon here that also has 4 hexagons, so we just need to connect. And at this point, you would see that you have fewer and fewer straws left and fewer connectors left. But just go ahead and continue with the pattern. We're going to build a hexagon here to complete this pentagon. And as you would see, all you would actually need is to put this final connector and straw to create that last hexagon while simultaneously creating a last pentagon. And there you have it, a sphere built using 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons, 90 straws and 60 connectors. And this is the model of our sun. So if this is the size of the sun, the question is, what would be the size of the Earth? If this huge sphere is the sun, the Earth would be 1 centimeter in diameter. Let's go ahead and use some Play-Doh to make a model of the Earth with a diameter of about 1 centimeter. Let's go ahead and rub that in our hands nicely to form a nice sphere. We're going to get a ruler and then measure to approximately about 1 centimeter. So this is a little bit over 1 centimeter, so let's just take some bit off it. Then go ahead and roll it again. Let's measure again. Still a little bit more than a centimeter. So let's go ahead and take just a little off it again. Don't forget, we are trying to approximate 1 centimeter. So if it's a little bit even less than 1 centimeter, it's still fine. We're going to go ahead and roll one final time. And we should have approximately a 1 centimeter sphere at this point. So this is going to be the model of the Earth. Can you imagine? This sphere in my hands is the Earth, and this sphere is the sun. Can you imagine it? If this is the Earth, then this is the sun. Let me place this right here so you can get a better sense of the sheer size of the sun. If this is the Earth, this is the sun. It's a really interesting experience. The Earth there, barely visible, and the sun. This is absolutely interesting. As always, this has been an activity using the Deck Science at 6.1.